Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Diary of a Wolf. I am Michael Wolf, the wolf in question. And yes, there is a double entendre there. Savvy viewers would notice that I'm wearing the exact same thing as a different video, and those viewers would have seen that video first, and shame on you. Anyway, welcome to my video diary. I am a disabled American who is on his way out of America. I am leaving America because I cannot get my health taken care of, because I am in fear for my safety and my life, my well-being, from you and America, and because I'd like to live longer than, another year or whatever, that my health will survive, or that I can survive in this country. Anyway, I decided to move. I decided I would move a long time ago because I would entertain the idea of moving out of the country a long time ago because of all the persecution I've suffered at the hands of bullies, cyberbullies primarily, but also social workers and politicians and judges. Why am I persecuted? Because I have a brain, because I think for myself, because I'm not conformist, because I don't buy into American culture, because I don't believe that profit above everything else is healthy for human existence. I believe that I was born into essentially an evil empire, and I want out. And I want to go to a country where they don't kill you because they don't like you. I want to go to a country where they don't kill you because you're different. And I want to go to a country where I have true freedom, something Americans know nothing about, I'm sad to say. I want it known right now that I am not mad at anybody. I don't blame anybody for anything that's happened to me or anything like that. I don't believe it's anybody's fault, but I do believe it's everyone's responsibility. I believe that things can be fixed quite easily. I believe we can have a utopian society within my lifetime, within your lifetime, within 10 years, basically. And all we have to do is make the right choices and come together as a society, as a species, and recognize these needs and recognize that they're not being met by our current system. And if you, as far as the pains, the spasms that I'm suffering, that you notice, the twinges and whatnot, I have a number of health issues. I want to go over those individually because they are a significant factor in my decision. Point of fact, until February 1st, 2002, I was a successful businessman, worked for a small engineering services company in San Diego as part of my career as a programmer, which I launched by spending 4 days learning programming language, a little programming language from National Instruments called LabVIEW, which is a graphical programming language, which is perfect from the way my brain worked. I was exceptional. I was known the world over. I had support requests within the last 3 years, and I stopped programming in 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. So 7 years after I'm done, I'm still getting support requests. I had a book contract, which, thanks to 9/11, was canceled, or was never finished, actually. They were working on it. They were drafting it before 9/11, and they called me up 8 days later and said, sorry, or 7 days later and said, sorry, it's not going to happen. So much for making $400 to $1,000 an hour, but oh well, I had plenty of money and I didn't like it, and I decided to get into the nonprofit field and decided to go to school. I hurt my back again worse about 4 months after I made the decision to go into the nonprofit industry and to go to school to do that, and was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, which I thought was wrong. The original injury happened in 1987. I was working at Disneyland as a custodian. They overworked me, strained me, caused an injury. Sue me for libel, Disney, please. Come on, please sue me for libel so I can countersue. I need the $10 million. Lifetime of suffering. Anyway, the injury, as in fact, was a torn ligament, or a stretched or otherwise damaged ligament, which runs across my pelvis. I was told I was faking because medical industry didn't know how to deal with my injury, and subsequently just released back into the world with a bad back and no way to deal with it. Anyway, so I went into things with a bad back, re-injured it, slipped a disc or whatever you call it, and was laid up for a couple weeks and applied for disability, state disability, got that. Didn't know anything about federal disability. State of California didn't tell me anything. They don't have social workers anymore to advise me, so I didn't apply for Social Security disability before I moved to California. That was a big mistake. I spent 8 years trying to get on disability. While I was waiting for disability, I had a house fire and suffered brain damage because the house had lead paint. Landlord didn't tell me. Landlord didn't have vent hood over the stove. Despite this, I couldn't find a lawyer to sue her, and so I'm stuck with this myself. Anyway, so I've suffered brain damage, I have a back injury. I also inhaled enough lead paint fumes to have it deposited in my soft tissue, which means my digestive system. So I now have a raging case of IBS/ulcerative colitis, which we're still working on diagnosing. And I know I still have lead in me because I just had a provocative urine study which showed plenty of lead. So other symptoms, let's see, I've had severe chronic clinical depression since 2004. It's a miracle I'm alive just from that. I have generalized anxiety disorder. I have PTSD from several events. Memory problems, dementia, personality disorder, and a form of amnesia that's not yet diagnosed, where I lost memories of my life, and when you lose all the memories of your life, you lose your personality. So I had to create a new, or I was without a personality, so my personality was basically based on my life at the time, which was fighting to survive, fighting for benefits. And it was either lay down and be depressed and not do anything, or use the anger I had as motivation to get up and fight, and I did that. And because of that, I've been persecuted ever since by every single social worker I have come across. Let me stop this alarm before it starts. I forgot to stop the alarm for the previous video. But let's see what else. I almost died after an experience dealing with an aspect of American society last month. I will not go into detail for that until I'm ready, out of fear for my safety. And in the process of going to the ER after this incident, I was notified a couple of weeks later by lazy, slow emergency room that there was a mass in my x-ray. We reconfirmed that, and 2 weeks later the lazy, slow facility got me a CT, and 2 weeks later I finally got notice that it's a calcified cyst. So it's a complex cyst in my kidney. There's 2 of them actually, and it very well may be cancer. I'm not too worried about it, although I've got such health issues that I'm concerned that it might be other things. Let me see if I can find my wallet. Oh, it's in my pocket. Welcome to brain damage. Brain damage means I forget things. I forget who I am from one moment to the next. That's the most important thing. Just sit down and imagine what it's like to, oh, snap your finger. Okay, right now, you don't remember who you were just now. That's a different person. You remember what you did, but you don't remember who you were, what you were thinking. Just some strange body that you're aware of was doing things. Yeah, it's welcome to my life. And I brought out my wallet for a specific reason, because I have some food allergies. Just a few. I cannot eat these things because I have the reaction I'm having now because I've discovered a new one. Soy. This is an immunoglobular reaction, which means that my body creates antibodies when I'm exposed to these foods, which means my immune system is dumping antibodies into my blood to bind with these things, and that takes energy. It deprives my immune system of resources that it could be using to fight actual disease, and it's quite uncomfortable and painful. I wish I knew what I ate. I think it was the pineapple juice. which I better not be allergic to pineapple juice. Anyway, here are my allergies. The numbers I read after them are the severity. 4 is the most severe. 1 is the least. Alfalfa 1, almond 2, asparagus 2, barley, as in barley, wine as in beer 1, cashews 2, cheese 4, chili pepper 1, coconut 1, coffee, never drank it anyway 1, egg 3, milk 3, milk, goat and cows, millet 1, mustard 1, oat 1, olive 1, potato 1, radish 1, rye 1, sugar cane 1, tomato 1, wheat 1, brewers and bakers yeasts 1. My favorite breakfast was an egg muffin with ham and cheese, sharp cheddar, and a glass of milk. I remember a day in March last year when I ate that sandwich and finally realized what I was allergic to, and it nearly destroyed me, and I was in so much pain. It was a little bit worse than what I'm in now, which means my allergies have gotten worse. Why do I have food allergies? Probably because I have cancer. Otherwise, it's because I've been under so much stress. Stress is it is an actual ailment, an actual attack on your body. It's like a virus comes in, a disease comes in, or a bacterial infection comes in. You get cut, bacteria comes in, your body fights those with its immune system. Well, stress is the same thing. Yes, it's intangible, but the reaction is the same to your body. Your body doesn't know the difference between stress, physical stress, and stress. And I have been under so much stress because of society that I am dying. Spending 8 years trying to get on disability, which is not an entitlement, that's insurance. It's my money that I paid into the system. Waiting 8 years to get that killed me. Took 20 years off my life. Probably gave me cancer. Dealing with all these sadistic social workers gave me cancer. This is probably going to end up being, the death of me. Hopefully not too soon, though. Anyway, so I've got all these health problems that I want to get taken care of. The biggest thing is that the therapy for my brain damage doesn't exist in America because they don't recognize that someone who was a genius, who lost 17 IQ points, needs to have therapy to restore that so that they can continue being a genius. I do still have a lot of the higher functions. They don't work quite anywhere near as well as they used to. They take a lot longer. But I have them. But my lower functions, keeping track of things, remembering bills, paying things, and concentration and all that stuff, they're shot to heck. They're absolutely gone. You're not, yeah, you're pathetic. Thanks, God. Sorry, he was in trouble earlier. Anyway, I'm tired and this takes a lot of energy for me, so bear with me. So I've been through absolute hell, and I'll talk about a lot of that stuff, and more importantly, you can just watch my documentary that goes over that. Hopefully I'll get that done soon, in the next year or so. But in the meantime, I've been through absolute hell. Anybody that doubts anything I say, I'm not wrong about anything I say. I make sure to be right. So if you doubt what I say, it's you. It's not me. It's not the information. It's you. If you think, for example, that corporations are a good thing, you're messed up in the head. You're not thinking. So anyway, after I was nearly killed, no, before I was nearly killed, before I nearly died at the hands of this nation, at your hands, actually, I discovered the answers to everything that's wrong with society. In 1998, I wanted to become a wildlife photographer, so I shot up to Idaho and wanted to be the first to take pictures of the wolves that had been reintroduced in 95 and 96. When I was up there, I discovered what people were saying about wolves and decided to champion their cause. And long story short, I'm an amicus on the wolf delisting case, and I'm upset that people are giving money to organizations that are only killing wolves. I'll go into that later too. Screw you, defenders of wildlife, wolf killers. But out of all this, I realized that to fix things for wolves, I had to figure out what was wrong with people, why they were this way, what was wrong with society, and I did. So I'll be talking about that, and most of you aren't going to like to hear what I have to say. But before you do that, and I've promised, I don't know if that recording's up. I think it got destroyed, but I will at a later date create an entry where I talk about how The Matrix is a perfect metaphor. The movie The Matrix, the original one, the other two pieces of shit need to be destroyed and removed from the public domain and record. Thank you, Joel Silver. Why did you do that? Along the way, I'm going to be talking to specific audiences. I've already addressed President Obama. He has a significant role to play, and Hollywood is going to be up there next. You guys have a significant role in the creation of the problem, and you can have a very significant role in the solution. And I'm hoping to get your guys' help soon. But in the meantime, I've got to get out. As you can imagine, having solved the world's problems, or having found the answers to the world's problems, I'd kind of like to survive before those answers go with me. So I need to get out. I need to survive, and get my health back. I'm moving to a country that has better health care, which is just about every country in the world. And why moving to a different country? Well, let me explain to you what I've discovered as far as what's wrong with the healthcare system. I know you won't believe me. That's not my problem. Do some research yourself and figure it out. I'll try and help you understand what I've come to understand, but you got to take the first step. You got to figure it out. You got to research. Basically, the definition of disease is any affliction or affectation which diminishes an individual from his or her potential. Potential is very important here. Remember that. Know that word. Potential. Potential. Anyway, disease diminishes someone from that potential. From their potential. Current medical industry, not field, medical industry, for-profit capitalist medical industry, doesn't care about your potential. They care about society's average. So if you're below average, they'll fix you. If you're above average, maybe they'll hurt you. That's what's been going on with me. But, I mean, I get crapped on because I go into a doctor's office and say, I've got brain damage, I need help, and they look at my neuropsych evaluation, which they don't understand what a neuropsych evaluation is. They see the after, and they see 120 on my IQ, and they say, well, you're above average, what's wrong? I know most of you listening to this are saying, well, yeah, what's wrong? Well, first of all, you're not a doctor. Second of all, you're not a psychologist. You don't know anything about intelligence, intelligent quotients, measurements, and all that. And you don't know what a neuropsychological evaluation is. Neuropsychological evaluation searches for differences in cognitive ability. It's a diagnosis of brain damage. If a person has a higher IQ before than after this test, they have suffered damage. My IQ was 137 before, it's 120 now. There was 17 points, gone bye-bye. Just gone. Nowhere. But yet I'm still above average, so there's nothing wrong with me? What about those 17 points? What was in those 17 points? Could it have possibly been the ability to keep time, to keep on time, the ability to organize, the ability to remember things? Maybe. Definitely. So, you know, I'm told I'm faking. And the other thing in the medical industry is it's for profit. And it's about greed. So having cancer in America is a death sentence because curing cancer isn't profitable. That's what's wrong with our system, or that's one of the symptoms of our system that's wrong. The problem is the system itself. I will attempt to explain that to you, but just keep that in mind. I'm going to check on the amount of time I have left because I didn't set a timer like I was supposed to because I forgot. Because I have brain damage. I can't keep track of things like that. I have 33 seconds left, so I hope you enjoyed this. This is it for now. Well, okay. Yeah, that's it.